standards. I know that one of the things that the Lagos State government and also the Executive Secretary talked about it regularly, and that is for the LSBTS to be up to standard and also to follow the guidelines and standards set aside by the WHO, and which has been one of the guidelines that the Executive Secretary always talks about. So today we'll be taking a look at accreditation and how the LSBTS is indeed stepping up to international standards to make sure that whatever they do or the proper handling of blood and blood-related matters is done according to standards. So let's try to talk about what accreditation is and how it correlates with international standards.
Okay, thank you very much. Accreditation and international standards.
Yes.
Let me start with international standards.
Okay.
International standards are guidelines, they are specifications or criteria that are developed by recognized international organizations.
Okay. So in this case, the World Health Organization,
WHO, and a lot of other organizations. I'll get to them later.
All right.
So these international organizations develop these specifications, these guidelines, these criteria to ensure that all products and services are safe, safe to use. Two, they have high quality, the right quality. So those two things are very important with regards to the standards that are set by these international organizations. Now, accreditation is when these organizations give you a formal recognition that your products, your services, or your organization is operating at a level that meets international standards. So accreditation is the formal recognition that you have been able to reach that level whereby your products, your services, your organization as a whole has complied with specific quality standards that ensures that your products are safe and of good quality. And are reliable also.
So it's basically they have been the organizations or international organizations have been able to vet the quality of the services rendered. And the environment, the infrastructure, everything is up to date. They also make sure that there's the blood safety, blood security, everything is up to par with international standards before giving that level of accreditation. So it's not just accreditation that is specific to a particular continent, but it's global.
Yes, because these international organizations are made up of experts. Those standards are, developed by experts from all over the world. And they based on their experiences, the research that they've done, and what is workable in different parts of the world. And they come up with these standards. And so when they recommend it, and when an organization, for example, the LSBTS goes for accreditation with them, you have to meet these standards before they give you the accreditation. The accreditation can come in different levels. There are different levels to it. Most of the time, you don't just get full accreditation.
Which is like with every other profession. You finish up one level, you get
to the highest level. And the good thing about it is it helps you to build a culture of quality and good service. So by the time you get to the highest level, you can actually sustain it. It is not just something that you get the accreditation and then you start doing whatever you want to do. No, it means that is the minimum level of standard for you. And you can actually go higher than that.
You're a quality assurance person. So what are some of those challenges you face on the job when it comes to adhering to set quality before accreditation takes place?
Well, the major challenge that we face is that of the culture that is on ground.
Okay.
Because when you're trying to move something from one level to a higher
another,
level,
yes.
you know, you have to change the culture that is on ground. You have to change the way we do things,
Yes.
how we do it, when we do it, you know, different things. So that is, I think, is the major challenge. But it's not an insurmountable challenge. It's something that human beings are very dynamic and we're very adaptable. So we can always adapt to new things and higher levels of operation. So it's the major challenge. That's like the overall challenge that, yes, I'm used to doing this way.
This way, yes.
But I need to step up and do it, you know, in another way, in a better way. So I have to learn how to do it in a better way and get used to it, and that's become part of what I do, the way I operate, no longer the old way.
Yes.
So that's like the broad challenge that's, you know, the broadest form of challenge that we face in.
So in moving from one level of expertise or accreditation to a higher level of accreditation or expertise, do you have to go through a certain training, additional training or upgraded training to help you meet up with the higher standard that is required by the accreditation organizations or accrediting?
Thank you. You have to go through new trainings and update yourself, and that's why in the health and medical world, continuous medical education is very key.
It's important,
and that's why there's annual licensing for, you know, core medical and healthcare practitioners. You have to renew your license every year to show that you're still competent. You know, and then in-house we also run competency tests for everybody to ensure that they're still able to do what they used to do. But moving as in when it comes to moving to a new level of accreditation, yes, they need to learn the new requirements of the accreditation team, of the accreditors or the assessors, and then, you know, start implementing it. And then we have a system whereby we check how they're doing it and whether it meets the standard of the, you know, the new standard that we're trying to get to.
All right.
So it's a continuous process, a rigorous process, but it's something that builds a new culture and a new way of doing things in a better way.
Okay. The reason I'm taking my time to ask all these questions is because I want our listener to know that when it comes to bleeding and handling or the safety or the security of every pint of blood that is taken from a donor, that the highest standard of compliance is observed. So they don't think, okay, it's a slopshod, you know, matter. A lot of thought, carefulness goes into how they are bled, how the products are stored, how they are screened, to make sure that no matter what happens, they are safe. That within that space, they can rely on safety at every point in time. That's why I'm taking my time to ask all of these questions, so they'll be convinced. Because what we're trying to do also on this program is to make sure that with the level of advocacy, to make sure that people the program tries to dispel all of those myths and fears that people go experience and say, no, it's not true. You won't handle it well. Something else could happen. You know.
Let me add that in quality management system, there's something that is called continuous quality improvement. So we're always trying to improve. That's why we're going for accreditation, because we want to keep improving. So you don't just say, look, I'm already okay and I've done it the best way I can do it. I mean, I'm sure that microphones that was used in the studio 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, in the 80s and 90s, were not like this. Some people sat down to say, we need to get them better. The computer monitors, the keyboards, everything keeps improving. So that's also part of what we do in service. We have to keep improving, and we're trying to improve everything by getting accreditation so that our level of service is higher, and our customers, our clients, the donors and the recipients and everybody that interacts with Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service will get a better level of service. So that's it. It's about continuous improvement
So let's try to highlight some of the benefits of accreditation to safe blood donation and also transfusion as it applies to LSBTS.
Yeah, there are many benefits of accreditation.
Okay.
You know, getting accredited by international bodies, even local bodies that have the accreditation competence.
Okay.
You know, is a very good thing. At the federal level, we have the National Blood Service Agency.
Okay.
At the African regional level, we have the African Society for Blood Transfusion. Internationally, we have several organizations like International Society for Blood Transfusion,
Okay.
and others. You know, so all these bodies, they are the ones that accredit blood services
All right.
globally.
Okay.
And then, so it comes with a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is their reputation as an organization that has met
Okay.
international standards.
Standards.
Is there, even both locally and internationally. I mean, if when we get the African Society for Blood Transfusion accreditation,
Yes.
you know, we get that reputation as being of global standard.
Okay.
So anybody that's interacting with us, or anybody that's recommending us, or
Anybody that's checking on you.
checking on us knows that they are checking on an international organization,
Okay.
not just a local player.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so and then accreditation is a visible evidence of commitment to quality.
Okay.
It is something that is, I don't want to use tangible, but it's tangible in a way, because you're going to be accredited, you're going to be given a certificate that you're accredited to operate this and do this, you know. But it's not just an intention.
All right.
It's not like I want to do it the best here, I want to make the best pen, or I want to give you the safest blood that you can get in the world. No, it is an evidence that, look, this is actually as good as you can get it anywhere in the world.
All right.
So that's part of what accreditation does. It gives you that evidence of quality.
Quality. Okay.
So that's another, the second benefit.
Okay.
So thirdly, it harmonizes practices globally.
All right.
So anybody that needs blood and blood products from any part of the world knows that if it's in Lagos, it's the same thing it's going to get in New York, or Helsinki, or Joburg, or Kigali.
Okay.
So it's just assured, he's not afraid of whatever, because he knows that this organization is globally accredited. It's accredited by an organization that is globally competent and recognized to accredit them, and they have met global standards and international standards.
Okay.
So that's the third one. And there's so many other benefits. For example, even on the government side, they know that the money they are budgeting and allocating to the organization is well spent.
Okay.
They know that they can see results for, you know, the people's taxes.
Yes.
You know, so to say.
Yes.
You know, so, and that, of course, increases confidence in the government.
True.
And
True.
happy people is happy government, as they say. You know, so another one that we can put is the clients, the donors, they know they're in safe hands.
Yes.
Because they know you're operating the global standards. Anywhere in the world, that's global standards. The same level of they're going to get with Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service.
Okay.
So they're rest assured, they come in confidently, and I think it will actually boost voluntary blood donation. Because when people know that it's the same level of service they're going to get if you're in New York, or if you're in London, or if you're in Joburg, or if you're in Kigali, it's the same level.
It's the same standard.
Okay. So,
and the same quality.
Absolutely, that's what accreditation means. Quality standards, specific quality standards that shows you're operating in a reliable and safe way.
Yes.
And quality is maintained. Nothing else. You're at that level, and then you have to just keep maintaining it and keep improving on it.
Okay. All right, then it's still Safe Blood Arena on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. A quick look at the roads. Those are coming from 3rd Milan Bridge right now. You have a steady movement all the way through Ifako to Ogudu. From Ogudu, we have a slower movement. Well, this is basically due to high influx. I can also see we have petrol queues at the 2 filling stations along the Ogudu-Alapere axis. But after the Ogudu. After Alakbare, you find that it's a better movement, faster one. But before then, we're having very, very slow and high influx. And Ojota, coming from K2 and also from motorways via Ojota inward Odealaro Bridge to Maryland and to the Independence Tunnel, I see it's a slow one right now. In fact, for now, it's very, very slow, extremely slow, almost a standstill movement right now on the service lane and on the main carriageway. We're trying to ascertain what the issue is, if it's just a high influx or if we have flash flood, especially on Odealaro Bridge, slowing down vehicular movement. Other parts of the metropolis right now still looks good, but we'll continue to keep you updated. Let's see what the control room is sending us right now. A report of a broken down tipper conveying sand with battery and overheating problem occupying 50% of the road at Aunt Kenny in Ward Taiwo, Molajo. This is the Ikorodu axis. Effort is on to have it fixed by the owner while contraflow is in progress right now. But traffic is relatively fine there at the moment, so keep you updated as soon as we receive any more information. And this one, heavy flash flood due to the downpour some hours ago, descending the Ikeja overpass bridge inward Ajayi Farm, causing heavy slow movement, resulting in backlog all the way to Shogule. And we have officers doing their best to make it help it move faster. And the other side from Ajayi Farm inward National, it is equally flooded. So the rain has been pouring in some parts of the metropolis this morning, and so it's caused flash flood on some of the roads. So as we round off, let's have some examples of the international standards in blood donation and transfusion. What are some of those international standards that the LSBTS has to adhere to when it comes to voluntary blood donation and also transfusion?
Okay, before I go to the examples,
yeah,
I want to add one more
okay, cool.
benefits.
Yeah.
One of the benefits to the clients and the customers is they know that when they interact with a body like LSBTS that is globally accredited, they know that their inputs, their feedback is captured and used as part of what is used to improve the organization. Because it's very important in the accreditation process that feedback from clients and customers, both internal and external customers, is very important, and feedback has to be used to build on the quality of service.
All right.
So interacting with an accredited organization means whatever your complaints, whatever your praises and commendations, don't let me use the negative only, is going to go into a feedback loop that adds to the quality. So those are some of the benefits that comes with accreditation. It's a very thorough and interesting thing that benefits everybody. There's there's even no negatives, so it's all positive. Everybody that is involved, that is part of it, benefits from it.
Is the number or volume of voluntary blood donors you have in the community, does it count towards accreditation?
No, it doesn't. It's a level of service. And it's your level of service is also supposed to draw in more people. Because
so if you're getting more people in the community, so that could also be an offshoot of the level of or the quality of service that you render.
Yes, it is. It is. So the higher quality, the more people would interact with it, because you're operating at the global and the international standard. So people naturally get attracted to things that they see is good and is of international standard. So more people would definitely, come for blood donation.
Okay, so you were going to give us some more examples of the international standards?
Yeah, examples. Well, there are many examples, but I'm just going to give a few. Before you donate blood, we need to check. We have to check that you have enough blood. And
you have to your weight has to be at a particular level.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That's a global standard. So you cannot just bleed anybody whose weight is not doesn't meet 50 kg,
Yes.
and say, well, he's fat or she's fat. I think she has enough blood. I've already tested her. She has enough blood. I'm just bleeding and no.
Okay.
They're global standards.
Okay.
Once the standard is not met, that's why I said standards are, international standards are the criteria.
Yes. Yes.
Their specifications,
Okay.
their guidelines. So once they don't meet those, you step it down, come back, or you defer or something,
Okay.
So that's one example. Thank
Yes.
you for, pointing me towards that.
You're welcome.
In a similar vein, during the donation process or before the donation process,
Yes.
we need to check your blood level. We have to be sure that you have enough to give someone else from.
Or that you have enough for yourself.
You have enough for
That's
yourself.
what I'm giving somebody else.
Actually, before you, what the testing shows is that you have enough and you can actually give out. You have enough and you have extra.
Yes.
Because if you do not have extra, your hemoglobin level is not going to reach the level it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
So that's a global standard. Your hemoglobin level must be at a particular level.
All right.
And if it doesn't meet that level, you have to be deferred or maybe referred to somewhere else somewhere they can get why your hemoglobin is that level and things like that. It's not up to the level that's supposed to be. So that's another example of a global standard that has to be abided by.
All right.
During and after the accreditation process.
Okay.
Let me give you another example. While doing the bleeding, your weight is okay, and all the other checks are okay, and you're bleeding, there's a particular volume. You can't just. Some people jokingly come and say, "Take 2 for me, I'm okay."
We can't take a gallon. We can't.
You can't take a gallon because the person is okay. No, there's a global standard with regards to the volume that you can take, based on the type of ball bag you're using.
Okay.
So we have to keep to that. That's a global standard, and those are some of the things that accreditation ensures that they maintain and they keep doing with time. Because accreditation is not a one-time thing. You don't get accredited and go to sleep and take it out there. I'm already reached El Dorado, so I don't have to worry again. No, you have to keep maintaining that standard and improving on the standard.
Okay.
So it's not something that just stops after getting the certificate. So that's another example, the volume of blood that's you're collecting. Also in transporting blood, moving blood from one place to the other, from the donor site to wherever the blood service.
Okay.
Their standards. How do you label the bag that you're using to carry it? What temperature is the blood going to ask? Does the blood have to be when I'm moving it from point A to point B?
Okay.
What units, how many numbers of pints of blood should be in a particular size of container? There are global standards to these things.
Okay.
So those are part of the things that accreditation ensures that are complied with, and
of course that happens after screening for those infections. Before.
What I'm trying to find to is it happens. Transportation is post and both
post screening.
Pre and post. Sometimes you have, for example, we have a blood drive in radio, traffic radio. We're going to move the blood from traffic radio to LSBTS, Bagada. So
screening.
They ask the movement from Bagada, from
traffic radio
to Bagada, has to be controlled. You're not just going to handle the blood anyhow.
Of course.
So you have to maintain the temperature that is supposed to be.
It's an organ, so it must
it
must be properly kept.
Exactly. So those are some of the examples of the global standards that we are seeking to improve upon. We're doing a lot of this already.
Okay.
Not about that. Lagos State Blood Transfusion Services there, but we need to get that evidence, that evidence of quality, to show that we're actually doing it, and we're going to keep improving on it.
Okay. Well, we've talked so much about accreditation and international standards and adhering to the international standards, and time is fast spent. Time is fast spent.
Went faster than I expected.
I know, right? All right, so thank you so much, Taiwo, for being on the program today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We were expecting the executive secretary to be here as well, but I said earlier she had to go on another assignment, so hopefully we'll be able to get her in the studio next week.
Yeah.
All right, so, well, Safe Blood Arena has been brought to you courtesy Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, and I have been speaking with the Quality Assurance Officer, Taiwo Oloko, on the program today. And if you need more information, you could just get to the social media handles of LSBTS. On Facebook, it's Lagos Blood Transfusion. Again, on Facebook, it's Lagos Blood Transfusion. On Instagram, it's Lagos State Blood Transfusion. And on X, it's Lagos BTS. You can always send a text message to the telephone number 0806 920 7914. Again, 0806 920 7914. Thank you again, Taiwo, for being on the program.
Thank you so much.
And a big thanks goes to Victor Terry, our executive producer, Tayo Akonle. My name is Dele Agadumo. Safe Blood Arena comes your way Mondays at 4:30 p.m. on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.
Blood donation is an important